Okay, yeah, so today I'm going to talk about online brand communities and custom access panels. First of all, I'll just give you a little bit about who Verve are. Right. Verve is an innovative marketing services company that combines research, marketing, technology, panel management to help brands engage with their customers in an entirely new way. We specialize in creating, managing and maintaining online environments, customer advisory panels and online brand communities, where brands can talk to their customers about whatever they want, whenever they want to. We help our clients build a more informed picture of their customers. We help our clients make better decisions about products, services, positioning, advertising, and pretty much anything else. We put the voice of the customer onto their desktop. We help understand and amplify positive customer experience. And we believe strongly in partnership, not just with our clients and suppliers, but right across the whole team. Our partnership beliefs are supported by a very strong, positive, and inspiring culture. So, online brand communities, what are they? Well, they provide companies with a platform to take part in the conversation and use customer feedback in a powerful way. Unlike online communities, online brand communities are private, brand-owned spaces where customers and stakeholders are invited to join an exclusive community to take part in research and other activities. So what's the difference between an online brand community and a CAP or a custom access panel? Well, they have similarities. Both usually are private membership, so invite only. They can be any size, a few thousand to several hundred thousand. But custom access panels can be branded as the client's brand, but generally we find they're actually generic, whereas online brand communities are always the brand. However, there are two key differences. This is use and reward. Both can be used for quantitative and qualitative research. However, online brand communities can be used for a lot more, from new product development, idea generation, marketing testing, etc. Custom access panels use a financial incentive model where as communities reward for engagement using interactive elements and tools of the social web to enable conversations between brand and its customers and customers and customers. I can't think of one custom access panel where they don't actually use an incentive method that is actually financially based. And then again, I can't think of one online brand community where the incentive model is the primary source of reward. And I've just mentioned online brand communities don't require any continuous financial incentivization, yet you get better response rates than CAPs. There's also a strong argument that data quality is better from a source that doesn't get a financial incentive to respond. But I'm from a panel background, so I won't really qualify that one. Just to give you an idea of response rates, though, we currently run with one of our clients on a 65 to 70% response rate with no incentivization at all. And this is continuous, this has been over the last year or so. Whereas most of our larger online brand communities, when we're talking larger 20,000 plus members, we run on probably about a 50% response rate. So how do we do it? Oh, a bit behind here. Okay. First of all, you need a platform that supports the vast functionality, centrally stored data, powerful analytics and tracking, full APIs for system linkage, along with all the latest social media technologies and content management systems, and a multi-domain help system as well. I spent a couple of hours when Verve first started looking on Amazon to try and find this application, but as you can imagine, it doesn't exist. So I had to define what was required in each area, find what I believe was best-in-class product for each of them, and interface them together seamlessly. On completion of this, the marketing team came up with the name, the Verve Engine. As you can probably guess, Askia's application forms part of this, namely the Survey Suite and Vista. Jerome S. spent weeks, maybe months. It was meant to spend weeks, he spent months perfecting the application on the side for their integration, and from it we're achieving some impressive stuff. I'll take you through one of the ways we actually use the platform integration in a little while for a couple of minutes. But what we've actually done with, it's a new release we're about to do, but it's truly engaging for both the clients and customers. So how do we actually achieve engagement? In our online brand community, Verve defined 3 clear principles of engagement. These are that participation is the oxygen of the community, information is the glue, and people feel valued because people feel valued by being listened to. Okay, feeding the community oxygen is the most important principle, and it means stimulating as many members as possible to participate, and as many company people to participate as we can. The actual creative vehicles we use in any given community can vary considerably depending on what the actual community management issues are. But in general, we use a mixture of the following. So highlights and digests is where we take bits of information that you might have missed out on as a community member if you haven't been in for a while or you've joined recently. And basically, it dynamically changes on a weekly, fortnightly base, depending on the community size and the management issues with it. So members going in are continuously up to date with what's going on. Take the Plunge is an example where members will actually put down an experience, maybe why they felt indifferent at first about joining the community, what they've actually got out of it, and what they're expecting to get out of it in the future. And then how your participation helps is a client and Verve-led area where we'll put information back into the community about basically what the difference people are making, and more engagement that you get from the community, the more engagement we'll get back from the client. Entertainment is another way to encourage participation, and all of these entertainment activities we use basically take people after the completion into other areas of the site and encourage more participation. So a couple of the things we do is top 10, where people will submit a topic. This isn't necessarily entertainment, but it can be used both factually as well. So we get people to submit topics, then we'll monitor the topics, we'll pick out 10 of the most common ones coming through, then pass them back into a voting system within a community. And then from that, the ones that have actually had the highest votes, for example, with one of our clients, it's on magazine articles. We take that back to the editors, and then 50% of the time they'll pick up something from that and actually act on it, and then the community will directly see through the magazines coming out what they've actually contributed to. Stories. So we get people to write within the social networking tools we have on the site. We'll define some profiling questions that actually drives people to look at other people's profiles. So we get things like, a funny thing happened to me last week, or what's the funniest use you've had of your mobile phone, or the best moment you've used your video phone on your camera for. So people browse profiles, and we find that's incredibly, it increases the activity within the site significantly. And then quizzes. We use quizzes we use Askia's survey platform for quizzes to administer. So we do time-based quizzes, general knowledge quizzes, depending on what the actual community is as an engagement factor. And we do actually incentivise these generally with a prize draw for the quickest completion and the most accurate. Okay, information is glue. This is the second most significant principle in terms of what it means to the community site, how the community site should be designed. People stay in a community and feel it's worth participating if they feel they're getting something out of it that helps them to be better at a topic or enjoy their involvement more. In particular, it's obvious what the company is getting, so there needs to be a disproportionate offer of information to the other community members. This is going to come from company members in particular, so we need to get a list of things we want them to take part in the actual setup process to design the engagement around that. So, some examples. What's bugging us? Letting people know what's on our mind agenda. This is the company's mind agenda. Is a key part of people feeling involved and stimulating their own agenda. It helps to establish strength and nature of their relationship within the community, because they respond to what they feel they're getting out of the community and whether it's enough. Meet the director. Information at certain points must come from senior people within the company. The managing director, marketing director, creative production, or HR director. People feel they're getting more important information or getting it firsthand if it's from a director, if the director is participating. It also helps them feel valued. The idea is to announce a week or so beforehand that X is going to be running a live Q&A session within the community. This can be either through a chat facility or through a video chat facility that we have inbuilt into our technology. If they're unable to join, we allow them to post questions prior to the event, and they will get asked at the event. After the session's finished, the moderator will continue the discussion, and a day or so after, the director will post a review publishing news on a community site. Basically, a community site is not a corporate engine, so it's not something for corporate spin. And any news you actually publish on there, you need also to be able to allow members to comment on that. So it's something we've struggled with a little bit, but I think we're finally there. It's quite a hard task managing clients around that. Part of the participation principle, company members should listen as well as talk. This goes beyond people's response in conversations. We should point out listening to people so that they recognise we're doing it and feel more involved. Ways of doing this are posts of the week, where we'll pull out a forum post, we'll scan through lots of forum posts, if it's a non-moderated forum, pull out what we think is one of the best posts, actually publish it in part of the site and actually incentivise the person who's actually wrote it in some way by a prize or something. It's changed what we do. This is a really good area. It shows how decisions taken have been altered by community input. It's also important here to be clear on what the past expectations or previous behaviours were and how that have actually been altered. What's more, we utilise all these three areas of content in a continuous contact format, so newsletters will go in, and it gives us content for these vehicles. So now I'm going to move on and talk about some of the technology on one of Verb's new engagement mechanisms we're about to launch into communities through surveys. Okay. So what we've done is integrated our webcam recorder technology that we had already integrated into the community platform, but we've integrated it into Askia's survey platform as part of the Verb engine. So when we ask users, when a user's doing a study, it's only relevant for certain types, but on an open-ended question, we have everybody in our communities profiled if they've got webcams and if they don't mind using them for this activity. So we'll ask people, rather than doing an open-ended question, would you actually like to talk about it? The software detects their web camera, microphone, and they can actually record the message. They can do as many goes as they want before saving the final one. Then with the application saves the URL, which is obviously a relative path on our servers, into both Askia Vista, and that syncs with our panel management software. So then these become available, and I'll take you through how these become available later on. As with any integration we do, we have to ensure that the product is going to be functional in at least one of three ways. This is basically increasing engagement, providing an improvement or a different way of doing something that's at least as good as the industry standards whilst improving operating efficiency, or going to benefit the client. This particular component ticks all three. Not only do some members see this as really talking to the company, it also allows us to use user-generated content within the community site, so taking these videos back and actually putting them in there so people can actually see what other people are saying about things. It provides a very different way of answering questions to traditional open-ended, and for the client benefit, it really does put the voice of the customer on the desktop. How? A lot of companies out there have some sort of offering that allows surveys to be given through a website platform or emailed to members, a website. The problem that we all face in the way in which information and results can be fed back in a meaningful way to clients. I'm not just talking about allowing clients access to real-time results and being able to drill down and analyse on a survey-by-survey basis. I'm talking about making data actually come to life for the client, be dynamically customisable by the client's allocated view and selection criteria, allowing dashboards to be relevant for the different business areas to get the information they need rapidly served to them visually. So with this, we're using dashboards not for the market research industry really, actually throughout our client organisations, so different levels, whether it's finance departments, etc., within an organisation. We've achieved this using Vista's and Verb's engines APIs, along with our flash charting. And now I've gone one step further. We've integrated the video from the open-ended into this platform. So in the dashboard, when available, links to the video are displayed that are classified by whatever selection criteria the client has applied to the dashboard. So they really do see what the customer is saying. That brings me to the end of the presentation. I just want to talk briefly again about partnership. To have true partners is what makes Verve special, and we consider the Askia Verve partnership as very strong. Not only have they got excellent technology, they actually do what they say, even though sometimes a little bit late. Thank you.